despite of this historic unprecedented crisis, we made it. Europe made it. And Greece made it as well. I'm saying this because, I have always resisted the intellectual appeal of pessimism. I'm an incurable optimist. And even in these very difficult moments, I have no doubt that we would be shaken, threatened, as it happened. But at the end of the day, common sense and common action prevailed. And we can discuss a bit later, but I think the Lesbos crisis of 2015 was, in a way, the birth certificate of the European migration and asylum policy. We now have either partnership agreements or de facto agreements with practically all countries of origin and transit into Europe. Turkey, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunis, Libya, Morocco, Western Africa. So for the first time, these countries understand that they have a lot to gain by working with us than working against us on migration. That's also something that we didn't have in 2015 or before that. More positivity. Frontex is no longer a secretariat in Warsaw working the phones to find equipment and means and people. Now this is the biggest EU agency, with 10,000 border and coast guards by 2017, their own equipment, their own uniforms, they're carrying guns, they have helicopters. It's the embryo of the EU Federal Coast Guard as they have it in the US. So I'm saying all this to make the point that we're turning the page. But I also see the point that for many Europeans and many observers like yourselves who have witnessed Europe's inability to sort migration out, this toxicity persists to a certain extent.
And what was striking was the extraordinary solidarity of the people who were rescuing these individuals at sea, the fishermen, on the island, the old grandmothers that we remember feeding the children. It was extraordinary. And also the hundreds of Europeans, young Europeans coming from all over Europe to support these Syrians and these Greeks hosting these large populations. So it was, if I want to remember one thing in 2015, it was, of course, the extraordinary number of arrivals, but it was this extraordinary generosity and solidarity of people who were themselves heavily affected by a financial crisis. The first way of supporting, and I'm not saying of preventing people to arrive to Europe, but first to support the protection of those people who are fleeing war, is to enable these neighboring countries to host in a decent manner the people who are fleeing awful violation of human rights, almost systematic rape for the women we see arriving in Chad from Sudan. That is the most important. That is the true way by which Europe and other countries need to support these forcible displacements. So, and also, by the way, if you do support these individuals in the places where they are, they will not feel for most of them, the need to go further.